Hi guys, what is going on and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to discuss a very interesting looking altcoin that is potentially ready for another 2x in the upcoming weeks. I am going to discuss a beautiful potential long setup that is currently being developed on that price. Let's dive into the charts. The altcoin that we are looking at is RNDR. We can see that RNDR over the past few months and maybe even year or so has been going on a massive run towards the upside. But after this massive run, we can now see that RNDR has been entering a brand new reaccumulation range over here, in which we have a few beautiful pivots in my opinion. You guys know that in order to get a valid range, you need at least 3 pivots. We are already seeing the first and the second pivot over here being followed up by a deviation of the range low that led to an expansion towards the upside that gave us the third pivot. But more importantly, we can also see that the mid-range has been getting respected as support and resistance many times, providing us with a high probability range. Now we can see that we are potentially looking at a reaccumulation range before potential further upside. Now, why am I so bullish on RNDR? Guys, look at the price action that we have been forming inside of the discount of this range. What we can see is that we form a break of structure towards the upside over here. Alright, now this break of structure towards the upside is being followed up by a push to the downside, being followed up by another push to the upside that swept the high and put in a fake break of structure. We know that people look at this as a valid break of structure over here, but we know it's a fake one. Why? First of all, this is not a significant high to break. Why is this not a significant high to break? Because the high over here did not bring us to a fresh low compared to this low that brought us to that high. It only brought us to a higher low, so not a significant high to break. The second reason why we are looking at a fake break of structure, this is a reason that most of you guys do understand, is that we are looking at a wick above the high instead of a candle open and close above the high. But retail traders think that this is a valid break of structure over here. So what do? They open up either a breakout long position over here or a spot position. Where are they putting their stop? They're putting their stop beneath this low over here. Or what they can do as well is that they're entering a pullback long position over here with the same invalidation. All in all, it all comes down to the fact that we had huge liquidity resting over here because of the previous price action, because of that fake break of structure. So what did price do? It swept valid sales liquidity, it swept into the range low level, giving us another pivot, making this range even higher probability. And now we have seen a strong push to the upside, and that strong push to the upside, guys, did give us a valid break of structure over here. It did not only give us a valid break of structure, but what I really like about this push towards the upside is that if we are going to check out the EMAs on the 4-hourly time frame, is that this push to the upside also flipped the important EMA class on the 4-hourly, also flipped the important EMA class on a 2-hourly time frame, and also flipped the important EMA class on a 1-hourly time frame. And obviously on the daily time frame, guys, it also flipped the 100 EMA on the daily time frame, which is a huge sign of strength. So definitely very strong move by the bulls, and definitely the bulls regaining control on RNDR. Now we know that technically speaking, after a deviation of the range low, which we have seen over here with these weeks, and a successful retest of this range low with a valid inducement above the range low, we know that technically speaking, the mid-range liquidity pool is next. Well, we have already swept that one, but because this altcoin is probably a lot stronger compared to the rest of the altcoin charts right now, I would say that there's also a very high probability that we are going to visit the range high before we are going to visit the range low liquidity pool again. So that means that you have yourself a very clean invalidation for a bullish thesis, which is the low over here. You have yourself a very clear target, which is the high over here. And what we can see is that we are forming an inducement inside of the discount of the range over here. There are stops resting right there. Why are there stops resting right there? Because of this fake break of structure over here. Alright, so that means that we know that we have an invalidation beneath this low over here. That means that we know that we always want to enter where other people are getting stopped out, which is beneath this low, which means that we know that we can look for entries inside of this area over here. Okay, now I can already give you a first area that did definitely spark my interest. If we zoom into this local price action over here, what we can see is that we have this order block over here. It's not a very high probability order block, but it is a bit of an order block, right? This little red candle before that impulse to the upside. Now if we look on a 1 hourly time frame, what we can see as well is that right above this order block is that we have this small higher low over here, acting as an inducement for that order block. But what I also really like about this order block is that if we smallen it to a 1 hourly time frame order block over here, is that we had this local liquidity sweep over here into that imbalance and also into this order block over here. So the order flow was clearly bullish, and I think if we get a retest of this valid demand area, this valid order block, I think that might be a good area to start looking for the long positions. All right. Now also if we switch on the fixed range volume profile for the current range, we can see that right now we are retesting the value area high. Okay, so there is the possibility that after retesting the value area high and creating a bit of a failed auction, that we are going to move back into the volume area, into the value area, and then we can start looking for longs right there. All right. So something that you never ever want to do is try to long an altcoin after taking out high time frame buy side liquidity and after putting in a fake break of structure over here. A correction from there is more favorable to start looking for longs. All right. So let's say we start looking for our first entry over here, and we have our invalidation over here beneath this local low, and we target the range high. We are looking at a beautiful RR swing trade of 2.31. You can also play this with spot, but you need to have a clear invalidation for your spot or swing long trade leverage wise. All right. Now second entry would be somewhere over here, but I would leave that up to you guys because I don't want to spoil everything. I don't want to spoon feed you all the time. Now, if you guys do have any questions about this analysis on RNDR, if you guys do have any questions about this video in general, feel free to let me know in the comments down below or send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll make sure to answer all of the questions for you guys. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on Saturday's video. Ciao, ciao.